Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the panel. Today we will be doing machine gun questions. So what that means is right here I have some sticky notes, and what's going to happen is we're all going to write 3 questions for each. So I'm going to write 3 questions for Sean. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce. This is Andrew and this is Sean. You guys know Sean. He's been on a couple of episodes. Andrew's new to the show. He's a good friend of mine, though. You'll see him in my vlogs. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So machine gun questions, where I'm going to ask him 3 questions and ask him 3 questions, and they're all going to do the same for everyone. So here we go.
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and a thing called love. Let me tell you about the stars in the sky and a girl.
Let's speak nice and distinct.
All right, so did you guys get your questions?
I got one.
Okay. So let's start with Andrew.
Sean,
Yes.
describe your childhood.
Describe my childhood. Privileged. No, I grew up in a relatively small house for the majority of my childhood. I went to a private Catholic school. I had friends that I played with down the street. General physical activities. I was a pretty scrawny kid. Moved to Texas when I was about 9 years old. In like the 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade.
From where again?
I moved from New Orleans. I was born and raised in a little town called Chalmette. It's actually a parish. They don't have counties; they have parishes.
They have really good chips.
They do have really good chips. They also have like a version of Cheetos. They're called Chewies. Change your life, I swear.
I tried.
Can
it.
attest.
Yeah.
But no, I had a pretty good childhood. I went to a Catholic school till I was like 9. Went to public school afterwards when I moved to Texas. Went to a pretty good middle school, made some good friends. High school, I pretty much, did whatever I wanted to do, made some decent grades, went to college, decided it wouldn't necessarily be for me. Worked in the industries, retail, food industry, service industry, and now I work in insurance. Childhood and adulthood summed up in about 3 minutes.
Something like that.
Beautiful.
Indeed. All right. Gabriel, name something you wish you could forget.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Thank God you didn't ask me that question.
A girl I loved.
First off, you can't lead with that. We have to know names, my guy. You can censor it out. I'm
afraid that's not going to happen.
I mean, you can edit that in post.
All I'm going to say is that, yeah, like, whenever you, you really love someone and then, they, for some reason, are out of your life, it's probably the hardest thing because you have those memories, and that's kind of a bummer answer. Sorry, guys, but yeah.
Rude.
That's probably the only thing that I can think of that I wish I could forget.
All right, Gabriel.
Yeah.
How rude. How rude.
Oh, so it's my turn to ask now?
It is, because we both asked questions.
Okay, so let's see. This one is for Andrew, since I guess we're talking about, love interests. What is your biggest turn on from the opposite sex?
I didn't think it was that difficult. I mean,
if you could sum up one thing.
I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
Are you trying to do it in a classy way?
No. Yes. My biggest turn on, okay, is when I see a girl going after God with everything that she has. Because if she ain't doing that, then nope.
I feel that.
Deuces, fam. Oh, bye.
You out E5000? Out like a fat kid in dodgeball?
Speaking my language.
I am speaking.
I feel that.
Beautiful.
Okay. I think it's your turn.
Are you sure?
I think we just
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
a
went
fan.
like that.
All right,
Yeah, fam.
Gabe.
Me?
What is the craziest thing you've ever done?
Craziest thing I've ever done.
Top 2 craziest things you've ever done.
Crazy, like in a good way or in a bad way?
Most
Give me a good,
ludicrous.
give me a bad. Like just ridiculous. Like,
Well,
why did you do
I
that?
guess one thing that comes to mind, which was really awesome, was one time I was on vacation with John Paul, and we were in Costa Rica, and we woke up one morning. We were at my grandpa's house, and basically, like, let's say this is Costa Rica. Well, we were kind of like smack dab in the middle. Well, we decided. We woke up, we ate a good breakfast, and we're like, you know what? Let's go on an adventure today. And we did, and we actually hitchhiked. We just started walking. We're like, we don't know where we're going, what we're going to do, and we're just going to go and see what we can find. And we just started walking, and we walked through that town, which is called Heredia, and we walked through San Jose, and we walked through like 2 other towns. It was like, I think it was like, I forget the towns, but we ended up in Barra Blanca. So if you guys know where that is, that's like, we walked all the way, like we walked so much that day, and we saw so many things. It was crazy. It was like the most spontaneous thing ever. And then the crazy thing is, whenever we got there, it was like already maybe 6 in the afternoon or 7, and we're like, we don't know how we're gonna get home. Are we gonna get a hotel, or what's gonna happen, right? And so we just started like talking to strangers, and we talked to these one dudes that were like, they were like farmers, and they were actually coming back on the way to town. So we hitchhiked with them in the back of their truck all the way back, and we actually made friends, and like, it was really cool. It was a really crazy like experience. Oh, we went to waterfalls. We did so many things along the way. But yeah, that's probably the craziest thing, because like we had no idea where we were. It was like the first couple of weeks that we were in Costa Rica, and you know, we just went and explored. So yeah,
Sounds insane, fam.
it was pretty crazy.
Your turn, hombre.
My turn
Yeah,
to
man.
ask. Okay.
Dang, dude.
So I asked Andrew, so I'll ask you now.
Okay.
My next question would be, if you had one superpower that didn't encompass other superpowers,
Man.
which would it be?
I mean, the ability to control time, I think would be interesting.
Why?
You could also call that super speed, I guess, if you really wanted to consider it. But I like the ability to control time simply for the fact that there are so many things that can happen in a single moment that you could alter. Just being normal. You don't even have to be super strong. You don't have to be super smart. When you have the ability to control time, you have the ability to do anything you'd want within the confines of your own imagination.
Okay,
So I think if I had one superpower, it would be to control time.
fair enough, fair enough. All right, your turn.
All right, Gabriel.
Okay,
I already asked you a question. Let's go, Andrew.
all right.
Let's go with an interesting one. Let's something you want to see before you die.
Something I want to see before I die.
Hard-hitting questions, my
That is
man.
a very hard-hitting question. That is a very... There's so many things I want to do before I die.
But you have to pick one.
Top,
Your top thing.
the most important thing that you want to see before you die. Insert Jeopardy music here.
Dang, dude, I'm stuck between...
I know, man. It's okay. They get more lighthearted as they go on.
I'm stuck between, like, a place that I want to see and a person I want to see.
Okay, then let's go place first. What place do you want to see before you die?
New Zealand, but, like, 15,000 feet above.
Okay.
I want to skydive in New Zealand.
Nice. And person.
Either my son or daughter.
Aww.
I'm just being real with you, dude.
I thought you were gonna say like grandkids or something, but
That's real talk.
I guess you're not that far ahead.
That's real talk. I gotta say, that's real talk.
Yeah.
I gotta
Your turn,
have
hombre.
Sean.
Yes, sir.
What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal would be I want to have created something that's long-lasting and will be talked about. Whether that's a song, a book, a singular story, or even something as simple as a quote. I want to leave behind something that will be tied to my name forever. Having my own place in eternity, I guess, if you wanted to put it that way.
Immortalizing yourself.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'm super narcissistic that way. I need it.
You might as well stick your hand right in here too.
I know. It's just
to do the Napoleon. Yeah.
The Napoleon. Mm-hmm. So okay, Gabriel.
All right.
Let's go with your fondest memory. Since I asked you what you wish you could forget.
My fondest memory? Probably, that's an interesting question because a lot of things that you, I guess the things that I wish that I could forget at the time probably were some of the best, right? But I guess an overall fondest memory, I think it would be my childhood, maybe when I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. And I literally didn't have one care in the world, and there was no sense of responsibility. School was let me be a little more specific. When I was 7 years old in the summer during school break, I didn't care about girls. I didn't care about school. I didn't care about the future. I literally would wake up, eat, run outside, and go play. And see, back then we didn't have I was pretty sheltered and we were homeschooled and stuff, and so I didn't have video games. I didn't have any type of entertainment at home, so I played outside. And I would just run out there. I would play soccer. I would have these little Hot Wheels, and I would play around in the dirt and pretend that they were real and make noises and stuff. And sports, I loved basketball. I would play drums. That's when I really started to develop my skills. And I was just high on life. There was literally nothing that could sadden me, nothing that could worry me. I was just free. You know what I'm talking about? I would run back inside the house at lunchtime, eat a sandwich, run back out and play the whole day. And I'd be out there with my friends or with my brother or whatever, and I was just so high on life. I literally would run everywhere. I wouldn't walk. I would just run. And I had so much energy, and I had this one friend named Isaac, and he was my best friend back then, and I haven't seen him in forever. He's in the military now. Thank you for your service. But it was so cool, such a good experience to be out there and just be so free and careless and happy. I was truly happy. Everything that was wrong with the world, it wasn't in my mind. It wasn't a present thing at all.
It didn't exist.
It didn't exist. I was in complete, and utter ecstasy, if you will.
Ignorance is bliss, I guess.
Indeed.
Is the best way to put that.
So I asked both of you. I guess I'll ask Andrew now. What is your most cringe high school moment? Just so cringe that you just...
Thank God, it's not my question. Oh, man.
Your most cringe high school moment that you wish you just could erase from history, but now it's going to be immortalized because of this video.
Be honest.
Be
Jesus
honest.
Is watching.
Be
I
honest.
have 2 from freshman year.
Oh, you gotta tell one of them. That's all I'm saying.
One. We'll settle for one.
I'll tell the more appropriate one. I walked into a bathroom stall.
Okay.
You know those guys who get together and hit a toilet back to 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 back?
That sounds like a group of dudes, not necessarily a couple.
Hit a toilet? In what way?
Defecated in it.
Okay.
Took a dump.
All right.
I walk in there. I gotta go, right? Because I'm gonna be late for class. I run in there, about to unbutton my pants and do my thing, and This toilet is filled up to the seat with crap, with human feces.
Okay.
Would you
If I could erase that from my memory.
So your cringeworthy moment was going into a bathroom and seeing fecal matter stacked up to the seats.
No, it wasn't like a mountain that like peaked up like that. It was like filled.
It was.
I thought this was like gonna be an embarrassing thing about yourself, but okay. I guess I'll settle for that.
I was pretty quiet in high school, and nobody.
Fair enough.
I believe. All right, it's your turn, Andrew.
All right. So Sean, I asked you one. No, I asked you two. Gabe, I asked you one. So I'm gonna ask you this one.
Okay.
To be or not to be, and why?
To be or not to be?
That is the question.
Well,
and why?
I think the answer is to be, simply because to not to be wouldn't allow me to answer that question. So I have to be in order to answer that question. That's why I choose to be.
But do you wish to answer the question? And if you do wish to answer the question, then you would to be. But if you do not, you would not like to be. You would not be.
I think I understood that. I think
psychological queer.
I just feel like being is more exciting than not being.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I can see that.
I think that's my conclusion.
There you go.
Whose turn is it?
I believe that's yours.
My turn? Okay. So let's see. I've asked him two. Alright, now I'm gonna ask you, would you rather squirrel dive? You know the squirrel suits? It's like skydive, but they jump off a mountain or whatever.
Okay.
Or deep sea scuba dive. I'm talking about like Titanic depths with pretty much like 10 minutes of training. Or 10 minutes of training with the skydiving thing.
Okay.
Which one would you rather pick and why?
Okay, well, if we're talking scuba dive to Titanic depths, that's death. I mean, you literally can't be down there.
Okay, let's
say very deep sea dive.
Yeah.
Not deadly.
Okay.
Or would I rather squirrel suit?
And why?
I mean, I feel like I would feel better about squirrel suit flying. I feel like, sure, there's a higher chance of death, but I feel like it would be more exciting. And it would be a great way to go. Man dies squirrel diving.
I'd rather die by squirrel diving than like pressure problems like scuba diving.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. That and most people die when they come out of decompression rather than actually like being down there.
So you want a swift death instead of a slow death? Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
If you must go swiftly.
And you get to get a pretty good view too.
Indeed.
Underwater.
And I mean, you kind of get to like fly for a little bit, so I mean that's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel like a flying squirrel. That's like top priority for me. Flying squirrel is what I want to be. I emulate my spirit animal is not a flying squirrel, but I wish it was.
Want to get that tattooed on your wrist?
I'm going to tattoo after we leave because they're open like
till like
4 p.m. to like 8 a.m.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right, Gabriel.
All right.
We're gonna go a little bit more lighthearted. What is your least favorite flavor of ice cream and why?
Mint. That's a very easy answer. Because mint there's two things that I do not like. I will pretty much eat anything else. You'd be surprised at the things I've eaten. But mint and horseradish. I'm not going to go into why I don't like horseradish, but mint reminds me of like a mid-90s teenage angst, but like in a bad way.
It's cringy angst.
Yes, kind of like whenever you would turn on the TV and it was like some really like crappy music video playing. I don't know why. It also reminds me of the teal and purple patterns, the spray paint pattern. Anything that is like 90s but like in a bad way, that's what it reminds me of. When I put it in my mouth, the aftertaste, that's a really weird answer, I know, but when I put it in my mouth, it just has this like really like nostalgic but like bad after, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's not pleasant and it brings back bad memories. I don't know why. It just does. So mint
Or
ice cream.
horseradish.
But it can be like any flavor, but then it has mint in there. I can't do it.
Or horseradish.
Or horseradish. That would be horrible. Horseradish flavored ice cream. That would be really horrible. But yeah, that's it, I think.
Nasty.
Okay. So, I think at that point, I think it'd be your turn again.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go with Andrew. Where do you see yourself in 30 years?
Wow.
I see myself dead from a flying squirrel suit accident.
Yeah. Let's make that a reality.
30 years, I'll be 51.
51. Where do you see yourself?
Man, you're so young. You're so young.
How old are you, man?
I'm 25.
Okay, you got 4 years on me.
4 years. That's like a fifth of your lifetime.
A fifth? I mean, maybe like in dog years, but...
What's a fifth of 20?
Wait, a 5 year difference?
4 year difference.
4 year difference? That's a fifth?
4 times 5 is 20.
Anyway,
Math. It works!
Okay.
but yeah, back to the question. Where do you see yourself in 30 years?
Insert Jeopardy music.
I wish I could raise this eyebrow with having this one down at the same time. I can't do it. I can do it like this, but I can't do it vice versa without like hurting my face. 30 years, when I'm 51 years old, I view myself in another country ministering.
So like a missionary.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll be going to Egypt this year, so
Nice. When do you go?
no clue. I don't know yet.
You'll figure it out.
Do you have your passport?
Yes. I went to Africa in 2014, so I had to get my passport.
Okay. Missionary. Nice. Do you know where, or do you have an idea, or you just know somewhere else?
Somewhere.
All right. Your turn. Or whose turn?
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
Number between 1 and 20, 17.
Okay.
7.
Number was 19. I'd choose you. How big is the universe, Sean?
The universe is infinite. I believe there will never be anyone that can discover the entirety of the universe. The universe is ever expanding.
If you would have asked me, like, I would have probably said the same thing.
Well, if you take it from a biological standpoint, you know, someone who's on a different side of the fence religiously, if you were going to take like an agnostic person and say, how big is the universe, they would say, well, I don't know, right? If you ask someone who doesn't believe in any kind of religion whatsoever, they believe the Big Bang Theory entirely, and they would say the universe is infinite, it's impossible to answer. You take someone on the other end of the spectrum, someone who believes theologically, there's two types of answers. There's the theologian scientist that says, well, we have an idea that the universe would be X amount of size. However, we can't know that. And then there's the other one that are like, well, the universe is what we have access to, which would be like our solar system. But then they couldn't necessarily explain how we see galaxies or how we can see the Andromeda Galaxy and things like that. But I believe that the universe will always exist until there comes a point where it joins back together and then the entirety of the universe happens again, because the universe is also time, not necessarily a distance. Science. We're gonna go, I think, because I've asked you two, I've asked you, and I've asked your least favorite flavor of ice cream. So we're gonna go, Andrew, and I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite movie?
Super 8.
Super 8.
Super 8.
I'm unaware with the premise.
Oh man. Set in the 80s.
Okay.
That's why I like it so much. And it's about an alien that was captured by the government and was freed. He was being transported on a train, and these kids were filming the train moving for their little mini movie project they were doing for school.
Oh, I think I do remember that, actually. Okay. Alright, I can see it.
It's a great movie. It's got 80s vibe and everything. If I could live from 18 to 28
In like the 80s?
in the 80s, it'd be awesome. I think I would like to have been born in 1962.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So, Gabe.
My turn?
Yep, my final question.
All right. Crickets.
Are we alone?
Are we alone?
Are we alone?
I mean, no. Would you like to be? I'm kidding. Like, what do you mean? Like in the universe? Alone? How? What do you mean alone?
Answer the question.
Are we alone? No. I mean, we have company.
Okay, go bigger.
Bigger.
Go bigger.
No, our planet is full of things.
Okay, I think what you mean is, are we alone in the universe? Like, is there alien life? Like, is that what you're getting at? I do believe that there are other creatures that we don't know about. I don't think that there are... I mean, obviously, it's not a scientifical answer because science is what you've observed, and I haven't observed any life on other planets or anything, but I think that God is a very creative being, and I think that I don't think that humanity is the only thing that God created. I think that there's so much more that we don't know about. I think that there's a lot of things out there. I think if there are other planets, if there are other star systems, why not be like other beings? I think that it's very possible. Maybe not in the sense that I can think of or any type of thing that I've seen before, but I do think that there probably is some sort of other creation out there. That would be my answer. Your turn? My turn?
I agree with your answer.
Yeah? And I just personally think it'd be cool. Like, it'd be awesome to, like...
To just chill with, like, Kit Fisto?
Yeah.
For, like, ever?
That'd be pretty awesome.
Learn how to smile like him.
How intelligent that thing is, I don't know. But, you know, yeah, I do think, like, there probably is something out there, some type of being, some type of... Even if it's a bacteria, or even if it's something small like that. But, yeah. My turn? Your turn? My turn?
I only have one more question.
Who talks first?
Do you talk first?
It's for Andrew, so I think if we're going back, because we started...
Do you have any questions left?
I have
Question for Sean, right?
I have one question for Sean.
Alright. And I have one for Andrew.
Works out perfectly.
Who goes first? You talk first? I talk first?
You talk first.
It's hard to understand. I'm sorry.
The old man gave it to you.
Yeah. Okay, so my final question for you, Sean, is what is your biggest fashion pet peeve?
I mean, I want to say socks and sandals, but I feel like it's too on the nose. So I'll do the.
Wow.
It's not on the nose. It's on the feet.
To be honest, my biggest pet peeve is skinny jeans. Like, I get it. You're not fit. Like, you're not muscular. You wear skinny jeans to make yourself feel pretty. Unless you're a girl, put on some regular flippin' jeans, or I swear I will treat you like a girl. That's all I'm saying. Whether that's positive or negative, completely up to you. Skinny jeans are my biggest pet peeve.
So on guys, like...
Skinny jeans on dudes.
Okay.
I really don't need to see your chicken thigh. I really don't need to see that. It's not something that I needed in my life.
When it's like...
All right.
Skin tight, like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I don't need the Lord to tempt me in different ways. All right, Andrew. I think I've actually hit every single thing.
You could have
Since 8.
You've asked me 3 questions.
Favorite memory. Something you forget. Oh, there is one more. Your favorite food.
Oh man, that is tough. When I was a kid, it was macaroni and cheese, and look where that got me.
I know. Hard-hitting questions.
Man, why? Why? It's not fair. It's not fair.
I don't know what's less fair. Me telling you which one food is your favorite? Or how about this? What type of food is your favorite?
I can't even answer that.
Oh, I made it even more general for you.
Yeah, you did.
You have to pick one. You have to...
You have to reach deap down.
Say Italian food.
Italian?
It's what I grew up eating, so I find comfort in it. Can never stray from it. It's always there.
Same way.
Alright. Italian dish. First dish that comes to mind.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
like.
Chicken Parmesan.
Okay, that's it. That's your answer right there.
Yeah.
It's his favorite food.
First one that comes to mind. Alright, so I've asked you 3. I've asked you 3. So
I think that's all the questions, right?
That's all the questions. I think we're done here.
Well, that was fun. I got to know some stuff about you guys that I didn't know before. And you guys got to know some things about me, too. So,
None of us are native Texans.
wow. I didn't realize that till now. It's true.
Not a single one.
Now I say we steal one question from somebody else and ask it to the other person that they didn't have.
Okay, let's do that. What, do you want to see my list?
Oh no, I don't need to see your list. I've already got it.
Oh, really? Okay. What's your...
All right, Gabe. What's your most cringeworthy memory?
My most cringeworthy memory?
Yes. Like the thing that makes you the most embarrassed. The highest tier of embarrassment of cringe.
Well, I think it's this one time that I actually used to like this girl in high school, and I kind of let's say I used some sort of pickup line, if you will, that was really, really stupid.
Oh, come on now. You gotta let me know.
No, I if I remembered it, I would tell you, but I really don't. I just remember I said something really, really stupid to her, and then she basically rejected me, and that was it. Like, I was pretty much, like, bummed out and cringed at myself. Like, I was like, why did I say that? That was so stupid.
Was it like a horrible pickup line?
It wasn't, I don't know if it was like a pickup line, but it was something like, maybe it was like too aggressive, or I don't know, like it was something that I remember saying it, and then I was like, oh, like facepalm. Why did I say
Lord,
that?
baby Jesus,
Yeah.
Sweet
Lord, baby Jesus,
Like-
take me to heaven. I'm ready.
To where like immediately you're like, I just ruined my chances, or like she probably thinks I'm a psycho, you know?
Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
A little bit of both.
But I remember like actually being like so embarrassed. Like I didn't want to see her like again. But yeah, that was it.
Now you get to steal one of either my questions or Andrew's questions.
Let me see your list real quick. Something you wish you could forget. Favorite food. Something. Let's see before you die. I don't know what that says.
I know. It's complete jack. That's all 6, my dude.
Wait, that's 6 questions?
Yeah, my dude.
Fondest memory. Let me see your list real quick.
To be or not to... No.
Yeah, so like... your questions are so deep. Like... I guess I'll ask... I don't know. These are so, like, deep, dude.
What's the deepest one?
They really penetrate your mind.
Like, are we alone? Like, to be or not to be? Like, dude, all of them are, like, super deep. Except, I mean, describe your childhood. That's not, like, that deep. But let me see yours again. I think yours is a little more, like, friendly. Fondest memory.
My fondest memory is my first time performing in front of a crowd. I was about 12 years old, and I was in a children's choir that was also a theater group, and I was in a church play. And that's where I learned that as an extrovert, I excel, and I project well, and I apparently act well when I was a kid. So I think that really drove me to where I am today as an extroverted, creative person who enjoys music and theater and storytelling. So I think my fondest memory is my first performance, where I learned how to love the arts.
Nice.
Boom. Simple as that. All right, Andrew. Steal a question.
Let me see this.
And for who?
Sean.
Yes.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done?
Craziest thing I've ever done.
Wait, was that your question? You can't steal your own question.
I steal my own questions.
That's fair. That's fair.
A good question.
Nah.
That's fair.
It's a great question.
Well, he asked it to you,
Okay.
so that's
fair enough.
Craziest thing I've ever done. Well, at a party when I was neither sober nor inebriated, I thought it would be a great idea to play shot pong by myself against 2 other people. I did not end up sober. I definitely ended up inebriated. And I talked to a girl that I found attractive, and I attempted a horrible pickup line, and it's disgusting. It's not something I'm probably ever going to repeat again. I think I got slapped for it. I can't remember, but it insinuated that I was going to have relations with her based on strength. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
And it's meant to be a joke. As a non-sober person, it was way less funny. And I definitely paid for it.
Okay.
Craziest thing I've ever done was jump 50 feet off a cliff into water.
I mean, that's not really crazy.
Would you do it?
Yeah, I've done it before. Cancun, when I was 17 turning 18.
But did you die?
Yes.
Literally. I died on the inside.
I came out a new man.
So are we done? Is that it?
We're done. We're done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've all asked some hard-hitting questions and some light-hearted questions as well. I think some of us are deeper penetrating than others, but all in all, I think it was a good time had by all.
Yeah, and so like you guys got to know us a little better. If you want to know any other thing about us, I guess you can ask questions down below, and perhaps we can make another video sometime answering those questions. But yeah, this has been another episode of The Panel. Until next time.
Deb.